Hey everyone, it's Lisa with Isaiah 61 Ministries. I just want to put out a quick message tonight about dealing with anger and how we as Christians should deal with anger, deal with frustration and aggravation. And I'm putting this message out because it's come up frequently over the past, like about the past week. Um, so we can all get frustrated, we can all get aggravated, and we all can get angry. It doesn't mean that we're not saved, that we're not Christians, we're not disciples of Christ. It means that we're human, but how we deal with those feelings, that's what sets us apart. Before Christ, if I got angry, the anger would come out and it would be ugly. And sometimes I still get frustrated and aggravated, but one of the things that the Lord has taught me to do is in the natural, if you saw a fire, what would you do? Would you run and put gasoline on a fire and potentially cause some life-threatening events to happen? Or would you try to put the fire out? And most of us would say, we're going to, get some water or a fire extinguisher and we're going to try to put the fire out. So what do we do with our own anger, or what do we do with our spouse's anger, or our children's anger, or their angry outbursts? What do we do with that? Do we yell back? Do we return anger for anger? Do we return a scream with another scream that's even louder? We shouldn't. And what the Lord's taught me to do in my own relationship, especially with my husband, is how to put water on the fire. And guess what? It has changed our marriage. And so with the move that we've been doing, the renovation of the home, and I take care of my father-in-law throughout the week, and I work, and I'm going back and forth between my father-in-law's house and this new house, and my heart's saying yes, 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 I'm happy, I love this. My mind's saying you can do this, and then my body's saying wait, slow down, I've got to catch up, I'm trying to catch up. And so sometimes I get frustrated and aggravated, and sometimes my body is just so sore and so tired that I want to go, but I can't. And so one day I said to my husband in the middle of my frustration, I said, "Where's the water? I need this fire put out." And what I was asking him to do was, don't yell because I'm yelling. Don't get mad because I'm frustrated. I wanted him to react differently, so he did. He put his arms out, and I went into his arms, and he hugged me. So that put out the fire of my frustration, my aggravation, and it almost made me want to cry. And so I got to share this with a young man who we hired this company to come and cut the pine trees down at our new place. And he has dealt with anger issues all his life. And it's gotten him from juvenile detention to, as an adult, into jail. And so he had an angry outburst, and I happened to be the recipient before they were even employed with us, before they came to cut down our trees. They were cutting down some neighbors' trees, and he used some colorful language, and I didn't say anything to him, but I was able to get past where they were working, and a couple days later he was there, and he had to recognize my car because I have a green car that not many people have the color green that I have. And so they were cutting the trees in front, and I knew they were coming, but he did not know that it was my house that he would be at next, because he had talked to my husband. So they had tree limbs in the middle of the road, so I couldn't get into my driveway. So I just stopped my car, got out, and started moving them. And here he comes behind me and says, "I'll move them." And I said, "I'll help you." And then realizing it was him, I turned around and I said, "Hey, I want to give you a hug." And he's like, oh, no, 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 I'm all sweaty and da 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 da. And I said, no, I want to give you a hug. And eventually he did let me give him a hug. They were there for 3 days, a little bit every day. I got to share the gospel, got to share Jesus, got to share my own struggles. And the third day, the last day they were there, I said to him, I said that day, that first day you were here, and I gave you a hug. First of all, I asked him, I said, what would you do if you saw a fire down over the hillside? And he said, I'd run to put it out. And I said, that day that you came to start working here, I said, what do you think I did when I gave you a hug? I said, I was putting water on your fire. And he almost started crying. And he said, I wanted to fight that day. And I said, I'm sure you did, but instead the Lord sent you me. And I said, he wants you to learn a new way. And I was just now talking to another young kid who has some anger issues. And I told him that anger is his enemy. And anger definitely is not from the Lord. It didn't come from the Lord. It's part of our the old nature that we're born with. But when we get reborn by the Spirit of God, we receive a new nature, and the Holy Spirit begins to produce the fruit of His personality in us, which is in Galatians chapter 5, the love, the joy, the kindness, the patience, the goodness, the meekness, the long-suffering, the self-control, the fruits of the Spirit. We get a new set of emotions that we've got to learn how to walk in. And we can't do it on our own, and there are steps that we have to do. We have a part to play in it, but we can learn to put out the fires around us, and we definitely cannot do this alone. I'm not perfect, and I get angry and frustrated and aggravated like everybody else. But I've learned that I deal with it differently, and I have learned to let go of my anger before the sun goes down, because there's no good fruit that comes from it, and it can become our enemy, and it can become a downfall in our relationships and our jobs and our future. And so today, if that is you, I pray today that you would take this message to the Lord and ask Holy Spirit to teach you how to put water on the fire, and to send people into your life that will put out the fire and throw some water on you when you need it. And sometimes it's in the form of a hug. Sometimes it's in the form of just some correction, or, whatever. God knows what each of us needs. Most of the time, it's a hug, or a kind word. So God knows how to put our fires out, and he knows what we need, and He knows the people that we need around us to walk this out. So today, I pray that if that's you that is dealing with some anger, that Holy Spirit will teach you how to put the fire out, and will surround you with people that will throw the water on when needed. So God bless you, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.